You can see that we made a side port incision on the top part of the eye, the superior cornea. We're going to make a 2.8 millimeter incision temporally using a keratome. This is less than 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to enter the anterior chamber. You can see that little flush of fluid come out as we enter the anterior chamber. We're going to fill up the front of the eye with viscoelastic, a special material to keep space, and we're going to perform a capsulorhexis. That's an opening into the anterior capsule of the cataract so that we can remove the contents of the intercapsular contents, which is actually the cataract. And we're going to remove that with a phacoemulsifier. You can see that we did a circular tear, and now we're going to hydrodissect. That's inject balanced salt solution, which is like salt water, into that capsule that contains the contents of the cataract. And we're going to free it up, and you saw that we could rotate it very easily with that hydrodissection cannula. This is a pre-chopper based on Akahoshi's instruments, and we're going to break this into 4 pieces. You can see that this cracks very easily into these 4 pieces without the need for sculpting, which is digging a trench with the ultrasound machine, usually in a cross-shaped fashion. This breaks it into 4 pieces without any ultrasound energy being used, which is safer for the corneal endothelium, the inside part of the cornea. You can see we're sucking out the first piece with this machine that's like a straw that has a vacuum on one end and also puts fluid into the eye around that straw. That's a kind of bluish sleeve that you're seeing. You can see that the cataract is just quickly dissolving and being sucked into this kind of vacuum like apparatus, and the harder parts of the cataract will be broken up by the little vibrating needle at the tip of the vacuum instrument that vibrates at 20 to 40,000 times per second. You can see that the cataract has been completely removed, leaving only cortical elements of the cataract, which are the surrounding layers of this cataract. We're going to use something called an irrigation aspiration handpiece, which is kind of like the phacoemulsification handpiece, except it has no power to break up harder pieces of the cataract. This is merely to suck out the softer, wispier cortical material, which is the outer layers of the cataract. And you can see we go into that lens capsule and we suck out these cortical pieces using irrigation aspiration. This is a cataract with a fair amount of cortex, cortical remnants left over, and these will be removed very quickly using this irrigation aspiration handpiece. This is akin to removing the peel from a orange. You want to peel from the outside inwards. So this creates less traction on the posterior capsule, which is very delicate. As you see, if you grasp the posterior capsule, you get stria, which are little lines on that capsule like we saw just a few seconds ago. If one stops and stops all vacuum, the capsule will release and irrigation aspiration can continue, removing this cortical material. Once the bulk of the cortical material has been removed, there are usually a few little wisps of the cortex on the posterior capsule. In my hands, I find it safer at this point to switch to a normal 27 gauge cannula on a BSS syringe, which is again balanced salt solution, which is like salt water, and just to polish those capsule remnants off with a kind of power washing of the posterior capsule. This will take any of the little cortical material left over and move it to the fornices or evacuate it from the eye. We put more of the viscoelastic inside the eye, and now we're going to inject in a 3-piece lens. This is a Bausch & Lomb LI61AO, which is a silicone lens. It's 3 pieces, and it goes straight through this 2.8 millimeter incision without any difficulties at all. We're placing the second haptic in the capsular bag, and once the lens implant is completely in the capsular bag, we remove the viscoelastic, and the wound is self-sealing, and the front of the eye is full of balanced salt solution. And this completes our case.
To know more about cataract surgery, go to homeremedies9.com or like and share this video.